Hello everybody. Welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 177, Casual Conversations 88. As always, I'm your host, Bradley Boos, being profoundly and extensively tortured. There is nothing I can do, there is nowhere I can go, and there is no one I can call. I'm literally surrounded by people so immature they would never treat with any decency or respect. So, again, my constitutional rights are violated so profoundly, people are stealing their property, and I just get disrespected and denigrated every time I deal with anybody. To this point, it is occasionally my mom and occasionally my brother, and they are not mature enough to treat me with respect. I've been trying to start a career in the most genuine, legitimate way possible. And to the people I haven't talked to in 5 to 10 years, my relationship with my family has not changed one bit. It's worse, and everybody that I deal with treats me in the same way. It's just disgusting. And then when I talk about it, they get offended again. And so I'm just a grown adult trying to start a business, and I try to network, and it offends people. So just one relevant story, we'll get to that later, but current events and talking points, relevant random stories, and a couple of history lessons in economics. I just want to be treated like a person. I just want to be treated with decency and respect, and I'm surrounded by people so privileged and entitled that don't think they're being disrespectful to me. Biologically older than me, absolutely less mature than me, and I just need my property so you can stop ruining my relationship with my family. That would never occur. And again, I don't care. I'm a grown adult. I'm a more mature one in these relationships. It's just disgusting. My life is disgusting. My life has always been disgusting. Play games and come and be surrounded by people so privileged where that life actually works for them. They're actually able to have families and careers and get mad and happy and sad and do function in society, go to school, access health care, make a friend, have a family of their own. And I'm over here being treated like a disrespectful little kid as a 29 going on 30-year-old man. That is pulled the weight of this entire species. And all I need for that stuff to stop is just my own money. But that would never occur. I live in a country that murders their own citizens left and right and tells me in person they can do basically whatever they want. So, well, I don't know. Human beings are disgusting. You guys die in eternal shame. You guys are so stupid you can't even open your mouths and raise your kids. Think about that. Again, we're not. I get we've been stealing Brad's property behind the closed doors for 6 going on 7 years. And obviously it's not, it is what it is, hasn't been transmitted through this species. A blip hasn't been transmitted through this species. Lockstep hasn't been transmitted through this species. We have another one. I'll get to the story later, but just normal talking points, a good amount of economics, and a couple of history lessons. But I'm being tortured. I wish I was dead. I want to live. I'm 0% suicidal, 0% homicidal. I would like to live my life. The answer is no. I'm surrounded by people so entitled and so privileged, they refuse to do their job or change their behavior. And I'm going to be tortured until that stops, which will be never. So I will be tortured until I'm dead. And all I want to do, literally, my life quality is truly zero. If I can get through the day, get some work done, and eat a dinner, then again, that's the best my life could ever be. I'm still primarily on a liquid diet. Nobody gives a fuck about my life. No one's ever loved me. No one's mature enough to care about me. Let alone people aren't mature enough to care about themselves. Let alone their community. Let alone me. And so it's just disgusting. My life is day in, day out fucking disgusting. Watch the World Cup finale. Argentina versus France. Argentina wins in PKs. It was 2-2 at the end of regulation. 3-3 at the end of extra time after a handball in the 120th minute with an equalizing PK. And Messi and Mbappe, I think they both had a hat trick. I don't know if it's technically a hat trick if you score on a penalty kick or in like a penalty kick just in regular time or just like in the actual PKs to decide the winner. A very exciting game. Again, I literally watched the first half, was recording the last episode of this series while the second half was going, checked my phone, it was like right at the end of regulation, and so I caught a lot of the good action, didn't see France's come back on the second half, but saw the rest of the action, and so certainly fun game, super exciting. I wish I could care. Like I said, I like sports. I can't feel the sentiment of the species. My universe is me working all day in this house with no human connection whatsoever, and I want some. But I have no way to access any social structures. Maybe a disrespectful phone call with my mother or my brother sometimes. And then it's just pure disrespect. And I watch people go play games. I cannot feel happiness. I don't feel safe with my rights violated. And I get disrespected for trying to network so I can make my own money. But hey, again, I've had a restaurant open for 2 going on 3 years. My partner's incompetent and treats me terribly. My alcohol business, literally a lawyer won't file a lawsuit to sue the state that's stealing from me. And then my family disrespects me. So, what a lovely life. What a lovely life. Thanks to Dom Mazzetti for 10 years of bro science, I've learned more from no one else. When Beard Meets Food drops a song for Cherry. So just some talking points from the YouTube land. Like Don Mazzetti, it's hilarious thing. Bro Science started 10 years ago. He's on part like 167. I'm on part 171. Started about 4 years ago. Ugh. Beard Meets Food drops a song. I thought that was interesting. I've only been following his channel for about a year, so I didn't realize he did this every single year. He drops it for charity. So I think this one was called Cheesecake. It's actually pretty good musically. So go download Cheesecake by Beard Meets Food. I think his name's Adam. His real name's Adam. Elon Musk now hosts a poll to see if he should remain CEO of his own business. Great leadership, LOL to the 69th power. Now he will step down. What an absolute fucking loser. So again, nothing says a great leader like hosting a poll because you don't know what to do, because you're incompetent, and then you're a sensitive little bitch. And then the FBI statement about working with Twitter. So again, I've had the Twitter files drop, still have not had a single meaningful talking point. The FBI is committing demonstrable fraud against me and threatening me by refusing to enforce the Constitution. But so the FBI releases a statement about working with Twitter, basically saying you can go look it up if you want. Basically saying, we requested people to look into these accounts, and then the company can do whatever they want. And so I can't wait till the Brad files drop when people release all of these emails about snuffing out my life, all of the phone calls telling me to not respond to this, not to do this, not to do that. Can't wait till that drops. Seriously. How'd you guys ruin my family? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. You ruined my fucking relationship with my mother because you guys refused to enforce the law. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love it. Family traditions. And so the FBI is an absolute criminal organization. It's a bunch of gang members. So is the CIA. So is Interpol. So is the Department of Defense. So is the Mossad. So is just anybody that is committing treason. I just wish someone would have the honor and decency to literally fucking kill me. As 0% suicidal, 0% homicidal, I am so tired of being disrespected every minute of every day. And then the minute I post about it, I'm going to get disrespected again. It's an endless cycle of being surrounded by 14-year-old children that can't treat me like a grown adult. Minnesota Vikings overcome the largest deficit in NFL history. They were down 33-0, and they won 39-36 over the Colts. It's the Indianapolis, Indiana. Now the Patriots, football typically never hits my radar, but the Patriots lose to the Raiders 30-24 on a great lateral pass on the last play. Literally it's tied 24-24. The Patriots are going, they're about, on the scoring 30-yard line, and they're trying to get a touchdown to win. They do two laterals and throw it right to, defensive back or a lineman on the Raiders, and he catches it and runs in for the win. So that's one of probably the most intelligent moves in NFL history possible. Gosh, I miss the ability to laugh, man. When I'm surrounded by insecure children all day that are older than me, and they disrespect me every time I interact with anybody, and I have a simple natural desire to interact with a human being, and I get disrespected again, it's just disgusting. My life quality is truly zero. Please, somebody have the decency and integrity in their life to treat me with decency and respect to the point where you pay me my money. It's my money. Please stop taking it. A dozen people injured from extreme turbulence during a flight to Hawaii. They tried to raise the roof. There's extreme turbulence. People were getting thrown out of their seats, and they show the top of the plane. It's all cracked and disorderly. And so I think it's it was 12 people seriously injured. So that's stinkies. Ohio sues Columbus for banning magazine rounds over 30. The statute that was voted on into law by Columbus penalized unsafe storage, criminalized the sale of magazines of the capacity of over 30, and I believe weapons that shoot with magazines over 30, or just whatever. Certainly the magazines, I'm not sure if it banned anything with the actual weapons themselves. So again, amazing. Ohio, again, just ass backwards hillbillies. Governor Wine's committing treason, Andrew Ginther's committing treason, Elaine Bryan is committing treason. They all lie, cheat, and steal. They're terrible human beings. But now, our Second Amendment right, as we lie about the Constitution, as we lie about all of known history, as we lie, cheat, and steal, as we destroy another human being's life, as we refuse to legalize and prescribe cannabis, killing 2 million Americans a year, we're going to sue the Columbus, Ohio over decent gun laws, unsafe storage, magazine rounds over 30. You can have more than one magazine. So again, if someone's breaking into your home and you have a 30-round clip, you can easily mow somebody down with 30 rounds. You can have another clip. Who the fuck needs a 100-round drum? No, Governor DeWine, no, freedom. Scream freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of right to bear arms, and then just engage in reckless behavior. And you're privileged, insecure people who have never made real decisions in their lives. They've played games and come, and now they're in some sort of port of authority. They're just going to enact their insecurities. It's disgusting. Human beings have fucking failed. And any adjacent species listening to this that is learning from me has fucking failed. You will die in eternal fucking shame. I don't deserve to suffer because other people don't know how to fucking behave. I will never change my tone. This stuff will never go away, and I will be disrespected until I'm dead. So Hanukkah, or Chanukah, is an 8-day Jewish holiday. It's going on right now. It's one of our history lessons. It commemorates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem. It happened in the 2nd century BC, where the tradition says the Jews had risen up against the Greek-Syrian oppressors in the Maccabean revolt. Passover in 2023 is April 5th through April 13th. So again, that was just, obviously directly coincides with the history I'm reading right now. But again, it's obviously these traditions have been part of our culture, never really looked into them historically, just like the timing of them. And obviously Hanukkah, same time around Christmas, from a Christian community, so I know those traditions well. But then we also have, what do you say? You say Chag Sameach, or Hanukkah specific. Chag Hanukkah, Sa Chag Hanukkah, Sameach. Yeah, something like that. Chag Hanukkah, Chag Hanukkah, Sameach. Yeah, that's I think how you say Happy Hanukkah specific. Again, I don't know the Hebrew script or the Yiddish script, so again I can go syllable by syllable immediately, but that means, I don't know, happy holidays, good, happy Hanukkah. We have Kwanzaa, which is another tradition going on. It's based on African harvest festival traditions, which is actually relatively new. It is an annual celebration of African American culture from December 26th to January 1st, with a feast called Karamu, usually on the 6th day. It was started in 1966 by Maulana Karegno. And so it was based on the African harvest festival traditions of West Africa and Southeast Africa and other places in Africa. So that's what Kwanzaa is, that's what Hanukkah is. Christmas is the celebration of Jesus, which is hilarious. Isn't that empirical evidence of clearly again, our ancient history of some really smart guy and the aurora of a guy named God or Aaron, and then a bunch of time passes, and then Jesus saves because he starts translating again, and then you have the Jews that still don't believe Jesus was God, because he wasn't. They're two different people. Empirical evidence, historical proof, there's two different traditions, different people. Boop. Can't accept history, you can't change their behavior, lie, cheat, and steal, kill a bunch of people and say not our problem. So we have across all America, I think all American platforms, there were over 200 new holiday Christmas movies. Fun fact. And obviously I'm big into movie reviews myself, and analyzing them. Just saw a blurb on one of the major talk shows here in America that some group, I forget their podcast name, but they watch a bunch of Christmas movies. They said they're watching 60, which is a ton, but 200 new ones for holiday Christmas just this year, and I believe he said across all platforms, but I'm assuming they're saying American platforms. Not exactly sure, but either way, that's a lot. That is a lot. So one quick story. Again, another wonderful conversation with my mother. So again, I told her at con back in November Christmas, I'm probably not going to go, and I've seen my parents recently. Hope to see my brother, don't really care. Again, not because I'm mad or angry, because I'm trying to start a business. And every time I try to network, I just get disrespected. So I just called my mom, and again, this tone, not mad, not angry, not raising my voice. I just called my mom, and I get two responses. It's either like I'm like a baby in the crib, like I'm still an infant. She picks up like, hey, how's it going? Like, really just like the way you would talk to a child. And I am my mother's kid, but I'm a 30-year-old man and the most accomplished scientist ever. And so our conversation goes something to the effect of this. I'm calling her, ring, ring, ring. Hey, how's it going? It's not going too well. All my rights are still violated. I'm just calling somebody to say, hey, again, I'm not calling my mother for like motherly coddling. It's just, she's the one person I've got. Again, I don't have any friends. There's just one person I still kind of think like, oh, maybe I could have a decent conversation. No, again, just about normal stuff in the day, just to talk to somebody. I don't have any communication at all. The dumb bitch Cassandra Schaefer, are you using your resources? I need my constitutional rights so I can socialize. I don't need to call some pathetic number because I'm not sad. I just want to talk to somebody and not get disrespected or treated like a child. And so, ring, ring, ring. Hey, how's it going? Again, not super great. And then again, it's a thought of efficiency. What could I do to maybe improve my life? I am clearly blacklisted. It is clear as day. And so I literally just asked my mom, I was like, why can't you guys reach out to Peter Patton? And she shrieks, and then she shrieks. We go from the treating me like a baby to now we're scared of Brad. And it's, what does that have to do with anything? Peter Patton works for Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is distributing my property. Facts. He makes investment decisions. Facts. He's involved in hundreds of businesses. Facts. I have 11 lecture series. Facts. All I need is them to be distributed through something. Facts. I will pay you $50,000 to $100,000 to do so. Facts. And so, and again, I'm not like mad, I'm not angry, I'm talking in the most normal tone just after dinner, just ringing up somebody to have a conversation with somebody. She's like, how would that do anything with it? How would that help with anything? That's all the ways I'm trying to start a business, and when you network, you reach out to the people that you know that could possibly help you. Seems like a reasonable thing. But again, I'm supposed to be sitting over here with my feet kicked up, enjoying the life I don't have. And so then I'm just like, again, I don't get mad, I'm not mad at my mom, but it's just pure denial. They will deny Jesus 3 times, Merry Christmas. I get denied every time I express myself to anybody. With clear businesses, all you have to do is distribute the lecture series. And so I'm just like, she's like, how would that help with anything? I was like, she works for Mark Cuban, and he has a lot of businesses. I'm trying to start a business. And she kind of gets like sour. She's like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, what would you like me to do? And she's like, I don't know what you can do. And again, in a way, like, clearly you've done your best, Brad. You solved everything in science, and the cheerleaders didn't start singing. So the aliens that are talking that I can communicate with, those still aren't real. The experimental methodology of contacting extraterrestrial life, left and right, still isn't real. None of those stuffs are real. We have attention spans for 2 weeks to 2 months, then we go away. And she's like, well, I don't know what you could do. And again, I have gone homeless. I sold drugs for 5 years. I've grinded out investments with a $10,000 bona fide lifetime return. Nobody invested me. If they would have invested me over any time over 7 years and treated me like a professional adult, I wouldn't need one more penny for the rest of my life today. We've destroyed my professional life with slander and gossip throughout my entire life. And they deny that. I literally was like, again, not mad. And at no point in this conversation I'm like mad. Because I'm the more mature one. It's just weird. It's like literally like trying to convince a 30-year-old Santa Claus is real. Like today. Like if I don't act like Santa Claus is real, it's just like, oh, what? What was this, like some weird sex thing? Like, what are we doing here? And so I was just like, you don't remember like when you and Dad said we like Brian, again, as documented in this lecture series? And she's like, no, that never happened. It's again, the only memories I have in my entire life of being disrespected. They were seared into my mind. And again, I've been scapegoated at the family, society, global level. And then you can just deny it and say it's not true. And I'm just trying to have a conversation. Their insecurities get projected onto me, and then I get blamed for it. And then I can't eat my dinner. And so the rest of the conversation went something like, I was like, why don't you like or share one of my videos? And she's like, well, some of your work doesn't say nice things about me. I'm just documenting being tortured. Again, I am the victim of the most profound crime of it all. And I'm like, literally, I told my mom, I was like, well, whatever company you work for, I don't even know what company my mom works for, but whatever business, whatever job she has now, there's no chance somebody in her building hasn't received been aware of my work, directly received one of my videos, or learned from one of my videos, right? This group of people, these 10,000, 100,000 people watch the videos, and they talk to everybody. That's spreading my information. And so I tell my mom, I was like, whatever you work for, somebody in your building is stealing from me. And she gets all mad, she's like, oh, they're not stealing from you. Yes, they are. Law enforcement have been sent to my house to harass me. 40 different law enforcement officers in person have told me they do so. So then my mom has to gaslight me. She has to disrespect my career. All because I just asked to network with somebody. Again, at no point in my life, every 2 weeks to 2 months, this is what happens. Whether it's my parents, my old friends, anything. This is the only way anyone behaves. And I'm just trying to start a business. Just trying to network. And so she's like, some of and again, I've said nothing but facts. I can't state facts around people that can't hear them. And that is how I got scapegoated in the first place. And so just the most amazing thing. And then she was like, well, some of your research doesn't say that. I was like, I have 10 lecture series. This is just the legal one. I have math, music, movies, TV shows, language learning, Spanish-specific language learning, French-specific language learning, poker, book club. That's literally 10. So again, music. I forgot 10 albums of music I haven't touched in 3 years. So again, it's just, she gets offended. She literally got offended. I was trying to network to start a business, and this is the only thing I do the entire day is prepare intellectual property. Then she gets offended, defends herself. I'm not mad throughout the entire conversation. I literally say, sorry for trying to network, sorry for bothering, love you, bye, and hang up. So again, her insecurities becomes my problem. And then I call my brother, and he does the same thing. They all defend their insecurities. So they please grow up. Mother, father, and brother, please grow up. And if you get offended, please just keep my money in my account so I can pay my bills. I'm legitimately worried about going homeless. And I realize, oh wait, I own my whole house. But I still have to pay bills. So again, that jolt of anxiety keeps coming back, keeps coming back, keeps coming back. And I still legitimately, if I push come to shove, have no fucking clue how I would generate $3,000 a month, $3,000 a month. I have $30 million of drug money, $250,000 of legal cash, and a ton of intellectual property everywhere. Life's just a blip. Can't turn on one TV show without someone clearly stealing my property. I just called up my mom and have a conversation. It was just like weird. It happens every single time, and it will happen until I get paid my money or I'm treated with respect in society. Won't change. And then I internalize the hate, I internalize the disgust, I feel disgusting about myself, I feel guilty for even telling the story, because again, my mom has a career, my mom has a husband, my mom has income, she can make choices for herself. I cannot make a single choice for myself, nor have I ever in my entire life. And I'm just trying to get out of that mindset so I can literally eat my dinner, so I can literally generate an actual appetite so I can feel hungry enough to eat. I've been on a liquid diet since SEMA threw a snowball at my back, literally 2 years ago, literally. And so I can't get my feet underneath me. No matter of action of what I can do will ever allow me to feel safe enough in this world to have my constitutional rights, or literally just get paid so I don't get tortured and disrespected constantly. And so, to my old neighbor Adam, why are you still working hard trying to start businesses so I can get all of my financial liability away from my parents and simply make choices for myself? And failure to pay me $50,000 a year, $3,000 a month even, has ruined my relationship. And it's not stopped. And it's not like stop fucking happening. Shout out to my old friend Tim Doom. We need to stop talking about it. No, we don't, man. We need to write this down in history so it never happens again. So people don't go whoring until they're 30 years old. Which again, everybody in this society has. You guys are guilty of treason. Just because a ton of people have committed crime doesn't mean they're not crimes. And you're too cowardice to ever take responsibility for your actions. And shout out to my old fake fucking worthless friend Tim Doom, as always. But another, and it's hilarious because literally as my mom saying people are not distributing my property. So in my, not the book club yesterday, but probably the Violent Night movie review, I literally used the term waffling. I used the term waffling in the past 3 or 4 days. I told you when I started watching Bait the Squad, again, I'm from Sussex. I went up to Leeds the other weekend. Now I went to just over to Birmingham, just southwest of Leeds, and got some. We don't wear sunnies, but I'm from Sussex. but just a slang term from Britain that I've heard a lot on Beta Squad, waffling, just going back and forth, flip-flopping. And so I say that day, the next day I turn on CNBC, and Morgan Brennan literally says the term waffling. I've never heard CNBC use British slang, not one time. I say it, the next day it's on CNBC. Mom, 40 federal agents have approached me at my house, walking down the streets in random fucking places telling me people are distributing my property. So please don't be disrespectful of my life's work. And so, like I said, I'm probably not going to go to Christmas because I've seen my parents again. It's not a great term with them, so I like to see them every now and again. I like to see my brother. I don't really care. I don't want to be disrespected at all. And that's the only thing that happens. Most of my family is disrespecting me at this point. And again, because they won't click on videos and sit down and listen. They fit into the society where they can play games and come all day, and it works. And then when I talk about it, again, I've never had a girlfriend. I've never fit into society. I've never made a choice for myself. I don't have health care. I still have the throb in my right ear. I have real healthcare damages. What would contacting Peter Patton do? It might allow me to access healthcare. Like, imagine that. I'm trying to network with legitimate business property that is being stolen. I offend my own parents. I'm just like, I need healthcare. And they're like, oh, well, you offended us, so. Sorry, guys. Mom, Dad, if you're watching this, I'm sure my dad's not. If my mom's watching this at all, sorry. Sorry, I'm literally just trying to start a business. And I have a ton of work out there. Again, clearly nobody's stealing my property when CNBC says waffling the next day. A couple economics points. $3.7 billion fine for Wells Fargo by the CFPB, which I don't know what that is, for loan and account mismanagement. Our awesome, whether it's Sam Bankman-Fried or Wells Fargo, we're all just children playing games and we're part of these big organizations, and then we mismanage everything, and we're stupid as fuck. So shout out to Wells Fargo. Well, we got the long-awaited Trump's tax returns are released. In 2015, he lost $31.7 million. He was taxed $641,000. 2016, lost $32 million, was taxed $750. 2017 lost 12.8 million, taxed $750. 2018 made 24 million, taxed $1 million. 2019 made 4 million, 4.4, taxed 133K. 2020 lost 4.69 million, nice, taxed $0. So again, all the liberal, everybody's all jerking off saying, look, Trump pays no taxes. Well, if he's actually operating at a business loss, then you aren't liable to pay taxes. It's some shitty accounting, but again, I don't believe in taxes at all, really. Again, people, discretionary taxes, meaning like, again, if you could direct to where they go. People are too lazy to make their own money, and all the people that can't make their own money bitch about people not paying taxes. And so I don't. This again is just another. I don't see anything to do with this. So it's a percentage about 0 to 5%. But I see headlines. He paid no taxes in 2020. It's like if you lost 4.69 million, it's the guy, you're not going to be paying any taxes. And so again, we're prosecuting Sam Bankman-Fried for fraud. So again, if it's fraudulent, but again, if you actually have a big organization, you have a lot of business expenditures, and just have some no-nuts retard that makes $50K a year, whatever, at a desk job, they have no understanding of business management, of like ownership. So nothing. This is a nothing burger to me, talking one way or the next. YouTube is paying $2 billion for NFL rights to stream games. Anything to really say against streaming in general? You have content creators, whether it's legacy media or individual creators, and then you have distribution platforms. I'd say in general, it would be best, again, like do non-exclusive deals, be like the NFL selling to YouTube or just broadcasting on Fox or whatever. You just need eyeballs. So whatever venue gets more eyeballs on your product is what you want to do. So probably smart for YouTube to get the NFL on their things, and probably a good deal for the NFL to get more views for people watching on YouTube. So I think it's a good deal all around. The actual finances, I don't know, but at the concept level, did the partnership make sense for both parties? It does to me. Sam Bankman-Fried gets extradited to the U.S. Caroline Ellison and Gary Wong plead guilty to fraud and are cooperating with authorities. And then I just have arrested to avoid testifying to Congress as Looney Tunes. Now we have our Looney Tune right people who are, saying, oh, look, Sam Bankman-Fried made a bunch of money. He bloated up a valuation, which I think is absolutely fucking stupid. They donated some money, again, giving loans off a bloated valuation to Democrats, and now he's getting arrested. So now he's not gonna have to testify. He got arrested on criminal charges, and you think that's like less detrimental than testifying to Congress? So absolutely Looney Tunes. Of course, he's gonna have to testify in court. Idiots. And then they say, well, you have the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. He was going to voluntarily show up at Congress, guys. So it's like if you arrested him and he said I wasn't going to talk at all, then it's just nonsense. Of course, he's still going to have to fucking testify. Getting arrested is way worse than just simply testifying to Congress. And so we all just have to be fucking idiots. So that's it for the economics talking points. The Taliban to prohibit women from attending university. Concerns of lacking female doctors for women's health care. So I think, again, I haven't double checked that, but I just saw a comment that says the Taliban has prohibited women from attending university, all university functions. And but I saw a comment like, also in their culture, only women can administer healthcare to women, I'm assuming for like OBGYN type of needs, reproductive needs. Because it'd be unholy. Again, nothing says a grown man like not being able to look at a woman naked and not being sexual. Nothing says a grown man, like a competent, mature adult, decides rapidly just start beating off. So again, obviously that Afghanistan's rather digressing in their progress of education. Obviously, we're banning females from school. That's good. Watch out, guys. 88-year-old French man evacuated an entire hospital floor because of a World War I shell stuck in the butthole. Right up the butthole. I saw a picture of this thing. It was rather large. Doc, how'd that get in there? Oh, I don't know. I slipped and fell. Okay, 88-year-old France man. What's 88 in France words? 98. That's 90. 80. 40, 20. 18. No, 8. Wheat. Contre neuf. Oh, not neuf. Fuck. Contre vent. No, wheat. 88. Haven't done counting in France in a while. But right up the butthole. So right up the butthole, they thought it was a live shell, but it was a collectible, and they retrieved it through the abdomen, and the patient was okay. So that I have a question mark on that one, like logistically, butthole. You just like cut it out of the through the abdomen, not just like pulling it back out the butthole. But it says the patient was okay, and for 88-year-old, it seems like removing a collectible World War I shell through the abdomen, inserted through the anus at 88 years old could cause some internal bleeding or something. So I'm not exactly sure how that one worked, but that happened. So yeah. What's in my headphones that's new? Little Boosie dropped a song, Rocket Man, which was a slapper. Only listened to it once, but it was definitely one that's going to get repeated. I've always been a fan of Little Boosie. Haven't heard much from him recently, but Juice, You Ain't Got No Juice, that was obviously a classic. A lot of classic Boosie songs. And last talking point, another hard-working American from 3 years ago. We got an update about him. So a boy is recovering well 3 years after getting launched from 3 stories at the Mall of America, 40 plus feet. The criminal, Emmanuel Aranda, 26 now, not sure when he was at the time of the crime, male, randomly picked up Landon outside of Rainforest Cafe and yeeted the child. He planned to kill an adult the day before, but that quote-unquote didn't work out. So literally a guy going to the mall literally just to kill somebody. Our great, hardworking, studious citizen, Emmanuel Aranda. And he went to the, couldn't pick up an adult or something. And so he goes to the next day and just randomly picks a 5-year-old kid, I believe at the time. His name was Landon, and just threw him off the balcony. So that's another hardworking American. And the medical bills totaled about $1.75 million. They sued the mall for an undisclosed amount. Again, obviously forgetting the actual crime, suing the mall for this. If a dude picked up a child and threw him over the balcony, I would be hard-pressed to say that's the mall's fault. But again, because of a child being yeeted off the thing, I don't want to be saying it's a cash grab. Obviously, you probably can't sue our hardworking person, Emmanuel Aranda. But I don't know. You know, strictly legally, I don't think the mall would have any liability, but obviously a terrible situation. So don't go yeeting 5-year-olds off the balcony at the Great Mall of America, for fuck's sake. So that's another wonderful day, and again, I just feel disgusting, because again, I'm literally just trying to start a business, and my family sits over like I'm just like bawling out. And again, going from $33,000 as a loan to $50,000 of my own cash flow income will be infinitely different than going to $1 million of income or $1 billion of income. And so, and again, like it's literally a thought when this stuff happens, when my mom gets this reaction, it's literally, am I going to get cut off to the point where I can't pay my bills? And there's so much fraud, there's nothing I can do. And so it's just jolts of anxiety to the point where I go right back into survival mode. I would say I go back into survival mode, but I've never been out of survival mode. I've literally never felt safe because people won't pay me my money. So I hope everyone's enjoying the holidays. I am not. Again, my life is disgusting. It really just fucking is. So thank you for watching Language Litigation Integration Part 177, Casual Conversations 88. See you in the next one.